One thing that was clear to, well, pretty much everybody about Remembrance weekend uh, is that the mainstream media are absolutely determined to paint certain individuals in as dark a light as possible, call them far right football hooligans and all the rest of it, and implying that the whole service on the Saturday at the cenotaph with the 2 minute silence and everything else was disturbed by, well, idiots, for want of a better word. Now, the video I did on this at the weekend on Saturday generated an awful lot of views and an awful lot of interest. And I think it's very important that we go through some of those comments. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me once again. Good to see you. Make sure, hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with everything. Share and leave comments. It all helps. Thank you very much. Well, on the Saturday, I brought a video about, well, how disgusted I am personally with the mainstream media coverage of what went on and how people going up there to pay their respects were painted in not a very good light indeed. Now, that video I did, and I'll leave a link below so you can see it, garnered something like 120,000 views last time I looked, one of my highest for a while, and some very insightful comments, which I want to go through with everybody now. So, you know, we can see how everybody feels. So let's get a start on this. I'll make this full screen so I can read this. Okay, there we go. So, Stan Anders. Hello, Stan. What a disgrace. That 1 minute to 11, a police helicopter hovered for 3 minutes during the 2 minute silence. What a disgrace. You're not the first one to talk about that, Stan. I've heard that mentioned before. I didn't actually know it was a police helicopter until you said 4x4 fella. There was a couple of instigators who tried to cause trouble, but they were pointed out by everyone who was peaceful. Well done, everyone who went. It was my first time there, and it was nothing but respectful. Julie, well said, Andy. That's what we're all thinking. I've lost all faith in GB News. Unfortunately, GB News were part of it, part of the problem, spreading all this hate around everywhere, and I too have lost my faith in GB News. Colin Hooper, I didn't realise to be brought up in this country and be proud to be British class me as far right. Well, apparently it does, Colin. This is the whole issue, isn't it? Susan Lane, yes, I watched it live with my Tusi. He was with them the whole time, and there was no shouting, bottle throwing, or disturbance whatsoever. Just the police blocking the road whilst the service was being held, and then they let everyone walk to the cenotaph. Again, no shouting or bad behaviour from any of the patriots. This is the thing. I mean, you saw TR there, Tommy, and they tried it on there as well. Even mentioned a political party led by him that's been disbanded for years. Margaret, thank goodness for Maya Tusi providing the space for us to witness what actually happened. Absolutely. Maya's done some great work. I'm sure many of you are subscribed to him. Kevin O'Reilly, if you're patriotic, then the establishment will label you far right. Correct, they will. And I've seen the words far and right mentioned a few times. Here's another one, Raven 3212. I watched it live with Maya Tusi. Peaceful and respectful, allowing veterans through the crowd at the cenotaph and lots of friendly banter. Disgraceful reporting by the media, but then that's what we have come to expect. Absolutely. DB Cooper, today's government would have rolled over and not fought World War II. Respect to those veterans and our apologies to them that gave their lives for democracy. Absolutely. You have to wonder what some of them are thinking. Mr. David C. About 20,000 of us watched Maya Tusi's live stream, and he was beside Tommy throughout, who kept a respectful profile, shaking hands, taking selfies, and not involved in any fighting. A lot of people believed the media lies and repeated the condemnation. All the various papers could only find the one story repeating the word clashes with nothing else to back it up, nothing whatsoever. I mean, there's a crazy thing about this. Let me just get rid of these comments for a minute. One of the things I did when I saw the media, well, coverage, I had two friends of mine there, and I sent a copy of the media coverage, and I said, "Is there any truth to this?" None whatsoever, they told me. And I'm going to be doing another video very soon where I've got some footage, which my two friends are going to record for me, veterans, both of them, and they're going to say exactly what they experienced. And it's good to get that first-hand knowledge. Anyway, back to the comments. Kevin Stevens, sick and tired of MSM like most people, but it's caused many people to ignore what's happening in the UK. Same with politics. This is how undesirables get into power and laws changed or are introduced under the radar. So keep up the good work, Andy. Or I intend to. Sharon Sherman. I was watching Maya Tusi as he was walking with Tommy R. No trouble at all. It was peaceful, very good-natured. Yes, there was some chance, but nothing horrid, unlike the hate marches that have gone before or set to continue. PJ watched with We Are the Media, Maya Tusi, and nothing but generally good-natured British men of various ages walking together to stand and remember those who sacrificed everything for their country. I never expected anything other than the treatment by MSN, the fifth columns in our midst. Thank goodness we have mobile phones and cameras to show you the truth. Well, this is the way the media is going, isn't it? We are the media. Sorry for nicking your line, Maya, but that's the way it's going. Trev's Travels by Narrow Boat. I watched Maya Tusi by live stream the whole lot, and it was very peaceful. The lamestream media needs to be removed from transmitting complete lies. Signals 927. Well done, you guys, on Remembrance Day. You were well behaved and showed respect for the 2-minute silence. Funky. Those veterans died for freedom, and they must be respected at all times. Their memory and their monuments. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I am sick of the mainstream media telling lies. Susan X says. Cornwall Kev 201. To get this country back to normal, we need to start in Parliament, cancel the main parties and elect a new one. Then get the police back to policing real crime, not comments on social media. Then deal with the MSN. They need to be held accountable for stoking the fire, causing all of this. Yes. I'll tell you what I think of that in a minute. NJ's bits and pieces. I lost trust in the mainstream media long ago. The only good thing is that many people have had their eyes opened in the last couple of years. Thank you to all the independent news reporters who are trying to make a difference. Thoughts, Wings Lessons. So proud of how our veterans and public behaved this morning for the 11 a.m. service. They wore their medals, and we were so proud to take part in this service. A lot of untruths have been spoken after the service, not by the respectable people and veterans attending. I'm proud of our veterans, as my father and two uncles served in the Second World War. They'll be disgusted by today's behaviour of a certain few. God bless to all of our military and all of our veterans alike. And that is a perfect comment to round off that little read back on. I too was disgusted. I have at least 3 or 4 previous generations in my family which all served in the military. Hell, I was going to join the Air Force, but they wouldn't have me. Well, there's more to that story, but there you go. But we're all thinking the same thing, aren't we? And unfortunately, there is far too many people in this country still that turn on the TV or watch one of the media outlets and believe everything they're being told. More people have got to wake up, and until then, this country ain't going to change, is it? Let me know if you've got anything additional to say in the comments. It's good to hear your points of view, as we did in this case. Thank you very much, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.